We are live the day after Labor Day. I know some of you guys might be hurting, and I'm hurting a little bit, but welcome to today's coaching call. Every Tuesday, myself and Tessa jump on here, and we give you some 15 to 20 minutes value so you can start implementing and creating a better life and a better business. Before we dive into today, though, Tessa, Bella, how you feeling after this long weekend?
I'm feeling great. I actually used this weekend. I was moving, so yesterday was my day to chill and recoup, and I just laid on the couch, did some emails. It was so great. So I'm feeling good. I'm excited for this somewhat short week, but it's going to be an amazing week. And there's actually something to be said for that. I think there's a lot to be said for making the most of the time that you have. And instead of looking at it like a short week, like you're going to underperform, look at it as how can I be as productive and as growth focused as possible over the next 4 days. And that kind of brings us into a perfect topic today. This is something that so many people in real estate avoid. I would say so many people in general, because I know how afraid of picking up the phone most people are. Sometimes they don't even want to call for their own doctor appointments or to place that order for pizza. They're like, how can I avoid picking up the phone? So trust me, I know that is a common thing. We hear it all the time, but this is one of the biggest things that people avoid, and it doesn't have to be something that you run away from. But the reality is the magic that you're looking for is almost always, I would dare to say always, hiding in the work that you're avoiding. It applies to so many different things in life. If you want a certain quality in your friendships or in your relationships, there's a level of work that has to go into nurturing those. If you want your body to look and feel and operate a certain way, there's a certain amount of work that needs to go into that. There's no magic pill. There's no secret shortcut. There's no way to avoid the things that we need to do. But what I have found is that most people avoid or are afraid of things that they don't determine or they don't deem themselves good at. And so they determine that they are not good at it, and they start to shy away from it. They start to run away from it, or they're afraid of it, instead of sharpening that skill set and actually making it your greatest asset. So that's one of the things that we want to talk to you about today. I'll hand it over to no other than the absolute master at conversion and jumping on the phone, Mr. John Marone. Why don't you kick us off with some strategy and some tips here?
Well, first off, I want to talk to you about something that you said before about how when people aren't good at something, they run the other way versus understanding, wait a minute, I have two options here, right? I can either get really good at this and make it an asset, like you said, or I can run the other way. And this easy way to determine is, should I get good at this or should I delegate this? Is it something that I need to do in my business? And for a lot of you guys, dialing is something you need to do right now. You can hire an ISA company. You could do all these automated AIs. I get it. But picking up your phone is going to be the fastest time to get you from where you're at to where you want to go. But in the meantime, what are you doing in between to master that craft, right? NFL starts this week. Let's go. What are they doing, right? They're mastering their craft. They're getting very, very detailed in their practice of getting better every single day. So yes, we want you to get on the phones, but the other thing you're avoiding is not just getting on the phones. You're avoiding the practicing. You're avoiding getting in and doing the work before the work actually begins. And so a lot of you guys are sitting there like, man, John, I didn't close as many deals as I wanted to this year. Man, Tessa, my income's not where I wanted it to be. Well, you have opportunities, right? And you're either A, not swinging enough, or B, you're not going ahead and practicing. So then by the time you have to swing, you're actually really good, and it's something you like to do. So the thing you're avoiding right now, and I want to know into the comments, are you avoiding practicing or role-playing your script? Yes or no into the chat. Are you avoiding it? And there's no shame here, right?
So that's be honest.
Yeah, right. That's the first thing, because we got to be truthful about it. We got to be truthful about it. And if you are, I probably have heard all the reasons. I don't have enough time. This shit's really awkward, right? It's really uncomfortable. I don't have anybody to do it with. But in reality, the reason why you're avoiding it is because you're probably a little bit on the fear of how you're going to sound in front of your peers side, right? I'm a little bit worried if I sound stupid, what they're going to think, right? And then the other part of it is, are you somebody that knows you need to make more dials, but you're not currently doing that? Are you somebody that says, John, look, I know I need to get on the phone more and I'm not doing it? There is no avoiding this right now. You have 4 months for the rest of this year. 4 months, believe it or not. And what you do in September and October, running into November, it's going to set up your 2023. It's going to be your runway to 2023. So the avoiding the phone and avoiding the practicing what you're doing is you're avoiding hitting your goals. And it's just the way it works. Like there's no way around it. You're avoiding the thing that is necessary to get to your goals. So you have two options. Either go ahead and step up into it and say, I'm no longer avoiding it. I'm going to get the right training. I'm going to get the right people. I'm going to make it happen no matter what I feel like doing, right? When motivation's long gone, are you still making your dials, right? Or are you going to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm throwing in a towel. Get off the commission hamster wheel, guys. Get off the commission hamster wheel. We give for our real estate mastery clients tools and resources and strategies to get off of it. But the very simple yet basic way is to just do the damn thing. Get on there and do it. And maybe you're not good. The only way you get good is you continue to do it over and over and over again. You're not going to be good by just sitting there and not practicing. So practice and get on the phones. That's how you get better. Tell you something really quick. I'll pass it to you, Tessa. A guy named Darryl Strawberry. He is an amazing baseball player. He got into a lot of trouble with some drugs and everything. But most of you guys who watch baseball should know who he is. So now he's actually a preacher, right? And so like, man, how did you get really good at being up on stage and preaching? And he goes, I did it. I go, what do you mean you did it? He goes, I did it. And I sucked at first. And I did it. And I was a little bit better. And I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And I continued to do it. And the more I did it, the better I got, believe it or not. The more I did it, the better I got. So the thing you're avoiding right now because you're not skilled at, the more you actually do it, the better you get, the more fun you have with it, right? Like you need to understand that making your dials is something that is a necessity to getting yourself into that income goal. And it's not something that you need to delegate right now. It's not. Maybe somebody could help you with it, but this is a must. You have to get in and do it. And we'll talk about an opportunity we're going to give you guys to do it with us with the right training as well. But what else do you got, Tessa, on the thing that they're avoiding, making these dials, practicing, and how they need to overcome this to truly dominate these last 4 months of the year?
Yeah, I just want to address the fact that it really does make a massive difference when you focus on building up the strength around the things that you're afraid of. Now, when I first got started in real estate, and this is sometimes hard for people to believe, but there were a few things that I was absolutely petrified of. Number one was getting on the phone. Number two was knocking on doors. Number three was getting on video. And number four was like having a conversation with someone in general. I had crippling social anxiety. I mean, I could hardly hold a conversation without wanting to like burst in tears and run out of the room. And of course, it's been a long journey to get to the point where I am now. Do I still feel those things sometimes? Absolutely. Do I still struggle with those things sometimes? Absolutely. But I saw that those things would have been the thing that held me back. They would have been the thing that kept me stuck where I was, and I probably wouldn't have made it in this industry. And so instead, I committed to taking bite-sized pieces out of building this skill. And that's really all that we're challenging you to do. You do not have to be the person that commits to getting on the phone and dialing 150, 200 numbers every single day for the rest of your life. You don't have to dive in completely. What we want you to do is start from where you are with what you have. Start building up that comfort. Start tackling it. Start listening to some other people doing role play. Start attending things that really teach you and sharpen the skills around learning how to do this, and then tackle a few. And then build your comfort, tackle a few more, then build your comfort, tackle a few more. And so it's not to give you the easy out. It's not to say, oh, well, I'm not good at it, so I'll just do one today. You still have to commit to actually doing it, but start from where you are with what you have, because it's much better to build progressively, make that 1% adjustment every single day, compounded over a year. That's 365% better than you were the year before. And so it's so much more about the compounded action of trying, of getting better and continuing to do it rather than just shying away from it. We see it happen so often. You know, people say, oh, well, I can build a business just on social media. I can build a business just doing this. I don't have to do that. And the reality is you probably could, but how much is it slowing you down from truly hitting the goals that you want? The reality is calling is never going away. That's one thing that absolutely will not. I could agree with you on the door knocking. Maybe you can shy away from that. It may not be as effective as it once was. It still kind of hits, but the dials, that's never going to go away. And even if you're not dialing cold leads, you're still going to need to pick up the phone and call your previous clients. You're still going to have to pick up the phone and call the leads that do come in off of social media. And so to shy away from it, imagine you put in all of that hard work on social media to generate these leads, or even you're paying your valuable dollars for leads, and then they just sit there because you're too afraid to get on the phone, or you pick up the phone and you've never practiced before. And so you just showed up to the championship game like John always talks about, and you've never thrown a ball. What do you expect to happen? So we challenge you guys to actually commit to putting in the work, to sharpening the skill so that you continue to play as a true master instead of just somebody who's doing this as a hobbyist activity. We see that happen a lot. If you want to make that real money, that money that's going to change your life, that's going to change the trajectory of your future, that's going to make that reality that you want for your family, for your kids, then you've got to put in the work. And the work doesn't have to be backbreaking. The work doesn't have to feel like it is the hardest, most embarrassing, most challenging thing in the world. It can actually be a lot of fun. And so that's a big piece of what John and I want to do, is we want to find a way to make that more fun for you and to understand that really it does not have to be this super challenging thing, this thing that's pushing you beyond your comfort level. So John, do you want to tell them a little bit about what we're doing this Thursday to help it be more fun?
Yeah, absolutely. So we challenge our clients always to have at least one call night every single week, to go ahead and do X amount of dials a day. But we want to bring everybody in on this. And what we want to do is we're going to be doing a free training. So it's a 30-minute free conversion training. Tessa and myself, I've coached over 10,000 agents. We understand what it takes to go ahead and convert leads at a very high level, talking about top performing conversion in the industry. But we also want to have a little bit of fun in the meantime as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to have training, and then we're going to get on the phones and actually dial. So we want to invite you and your team to our national call night this Thursday. Comment the word call if you want us to send you a link. We're going to go ahead and once again, it's free training on how to convert your leads, and then an hour of dialing. And in this hour of dialing, we're going to be there to help facilitate it, any questions you have, but we're going to go ahead and be there with you to hold you accountable to make these dials. Then the last 30 minutes is we're going to go ahead and we're going to give out some cash money. We're going to give out some prizes. We're going to give out a free month of our coaching. We're going to give out some lead flow, social media stuff. We're going to give out some swag. We're going to give out not just cash, but true value that's going to increase your business and your quality of life. But you got to be there. You got to show up. So if you want to be in that Zoom room that is going to hold you to a higher level, be more accountable, make money, and get the best training in the industry, comment the word call this Thursday, 5:30 Central. We'll be in it for about 2 hours or so, giving you the top training, calling your leads with you, and then giving away some money, some prizes. And then obviously our sponsor, Adam Williams, is going to be jumping on there as well. He's giving out some cash. So make sure you guys jump on there, comment the word call. One little tip with this: if you have a team, make this an event. Right? Get some drinks, get some food, get some music going. Obviously, we'll have our big booty mixes going, but make it a thing, right? Make it a thing. Maybe even wanting to have a call night. Let us be the catapult for you to start doing this at least once a week. So comment the word call, and we'll set you up with a link to go ahead and get registered. Tessa, you got anything else before we wrap up here?
No, I think that's it. So whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay, I see some of those call comments coming in now. Be sure to drop the word call, and we'll get you an invite to our national call night. And it is free, and it is open to everyone in the industry. So feel free to invite your friends, make it a thing, and we'll see you guys on there.
See you guys on Thursday.